So you want to learn how to debloat your face. Well, good news, okay? You're talking to the CEO of this shit right now. I have literally the most genetically round face you probably ever see. It's terrible. I just have very bad genetics. It's literally been one of my biggest insecurities for the longest time. So today I'm gonna tell you how I kind of sort of managed to fix it a little bit. It's not as good right now because I'm bulking, so my face looks a lot fatter than it usually does. But whenever I'm getting lean, it doesn't look that round anymore. And I'm gonna explain to you how I achieved that through various different things. I've kind of made videos like this in the past, but I want to talk about a little bit more different type of stuff that I did. The first piece of advice I would tell you as to kind of how to debloat your face is to drink more water. So I started doing this not too long ago, probably in a couple months since I've done this, but what I've noticed is that the more and more that I drink larger and larger amounts of water, the less and less fat and round my face looks, especially right after I wake up. If I drink a bunch of water, the moment that I get up out of my bed, my face starts looking a lot leaner and I can actually start to see a little bit of definition in it. Whenever your body is dehydrated, it'll hold water. You start to swell up and you start to get bloated. So my suggestion to you would be drink a gallon of water a day. So I got this water bottle right here. It's like a gallon of water, but it has times at which you're supposed to drink which amount of water. So like at 7 a.m. I drink to here. By the time I get to 9 a.m. I should be somewhere around here. And I would also say eat less sodium. Basically, the more and more that you eat sodium, the more and more likely that your face is just gonna puff up and be bloated and be round. It helps your body retain water. But the issue with that, if you're trying to have a lean face, is that the more and more that you eat sodium, the more water weight is going to be held in your face. Drink like a gallon of water a day and cut out as much sodium from your diet as you possibly can. Raise your testosterone level in a natural way. There's a lot that you can do to raise your testosterone naturally. I'm just going to go through a couple of things. Like a lot of people like me who kind of just have that round, like softer looking face, it's just a lack of testosterone. One of the biggest killers for natural testosterone levels in men is lack of sleep. You probably think you're getting enough sleep, and I can guarantee you you're not. Most of you are probably very sleep deprived and you don't even know it, especially if you're somebody who's around my age. I'm sure you probably have like work and school and stuff like that, and when you gotta stay up and study or stay up and do something, it's very easy to fall into a routine where you go to bed late and you wake up late. I'm 99% sure that's the reason my test levels aren't as high now as they probably should have been in my youth, because for 4 years of my life straight, I was probably only getting like 3 or 4 hours of sleep every night. Even now, sometimes I try to go to bed around 10, but there are still days where I'll go to bed and it'll be like 2 a.m. and I have to get up at like 6 or 7 or something like that, and then it's like I only got like 5 hours of sleep. You just need to go to bed earlier. The way that I managed to make myself go to bed earlier, I basically just set a very hard deadline at the end of the day. So anything that I need to get done has to be done before 9:30. That is the cutoff point, right? That works for me because I'm actively working throughout the day knowing that I can't work anymore after 9:30 because I have to be in bed by 10. That time limit that I set on myself makes me work harder. There's a couple other things I did that are pretty self-explanatory. Like I started going to the gym. Most people already know this, but when you start lifting weights, your testosterone level tends to raise naturally anyway. The supplement that I specifically started taking to raise my testosterone level is this supplement called ashwagandha. It's kind of like a stress reliever. I don't know how to describe it, but that's basically what it does. If you take ashwagandha, you will be much more stoic, you'll be much more calm, and you'll be much more focused. The lack of stress has been shown to increase test levels because one of the biggest killers of testosterone in men is stress. Your test level could be right here, and if you go like 2 days being really mentally stressed, it can go down to here. So those are just a couple things you can do to raise your test level naturally, and if you do that, you should notice you have more definition in your face, because people who have higher test levels tend to have stronger jaws, stronger bone structures, and a lot leaner, less fat faces than people with lower test levels. And then the last thing that I would suggest, this is honestly what I should have said first, but it's so self-explanatory and I've already said it so many times, I wanted to leave it for last. The main thing you need to do if you have a bloated fat face is just to lose body fat. So yes, you need to be in a calorie deficit. At the end of the day, you can do everything else that I just said, but if you don't do this, your face will still be fat. Because at the end of the day, the only way to get rid of fat is to be in a calorie deficit. You're not going to be able to remove fat on your face if you don't remove fat everywhere else. The way you do that is you go online and you find how many calories you need to eat on a daily basis to maintain your weight. What you need to do is you need to subtract about 200 to like 500 calories from that number and then eat at whatever that is. If you're, let's just say that your maintenance was 2200 calories, then you need to eat 200 less than that to lose it. You need to eat less than you're burning on a daily basis to lose weight. And I would also also suggest that you grow your hair out bigger to give the illusion of a leaner face. So if you're somebody who does tend to have a rounder face and you hold a lot of fat in your face, this is something that I'm still doing. I've done it so many times before, and I'm gonna do it again, because as you can see, when my hair looks short, my face looks fat as hell. When you see me with a different haircut like this, it makes my face look so much more angular and so much leaner, and there's a reason for that. It's because people with rounder faces look terrible with shorter hair. They look like tennis balls. I can't say is those big rounder type of styles look so much better on guys like me with rounder faces than short hair. As you can see, short hair on a round face does not look very good. But the last thing I would suggest is grow out your beard. It's not something that I can do yet, but if I could, I would have one. Some of you out there can grow a beard, and you do have round faces, so growing out a beard and then kind of cutting it to like a more sharper, angular shape is also a really good way to kind of offset that roundness. Obviously that doesn't work for women, but I mean, if you're a man and you have a beard, do that. Last thing I would like to mention, I have a whole course coming out. It's a Looksmaxxing course explaining every single step I made into making my face as attractive as I possibly could with the most terrible genetics I was given. If you're somebody like me and you want to maximize every single possible aspect of your face, I go super in depth. Everything I just explained in this video, it's like that times 10. And along with that, I will be in there personally helping you. So if you have a question, if you want to post a picture of yourself, ask me for advice, I will be in there helping you. So go down there. It's going to be the first link in this description. It's literally right down there. Click it right now.